through the years. They put a lot of focus on it in the offseason. The main point of improvement, really the only place you can find statistical improvement, the takeaways, 8 takeaways this season through 3 games, tied for 6th most in FBS. We'll see you next at halftime. Let's get it out to Lubbock. Oh, it's going to be a fun one. Joe Davis, Brady Quinn with the call.
Rob, what a day for football and what an atmosphere at a sold-out Jones AT&T Stadium. 3 times in the last decade, a top 5 team has come in here and gotten dropped by Texas Tech. There is number 3, the Horned Frogs, taking on Texas Tech in a meeting of 3-0 teams in this Big 12 opener. TCU and Texas Tech ready to roll from Lubbock. Welcome inside. Joe Davis with Brady Quinn. Chris Button joins us in just a moment. Now, here's a fair warning. If defense is your thing, you might want to look away. These 2 offenses high-powered, and usually when that's the case, Brady, it starts with the guys pulling the trigger. No different in this one. We're going to talk both of them. Let's start off with a Heisman candidate for TCU and Trevone Boykin.
Yeah, everything really centers around Trevone Boykin, who's gotten better and better and better this year. At his best game last week versus SMU, 5 touchdown passes and 1 on the ground, and that's what makes Trevone Boykin so special. He's sensational getting outside the pocket and then hurting you with his legs. And he's really had to carry a team that struggled on the defensive side of the football this year with all those injuries.
He's a household name at this point. Everybody knows about Trevone Boykin. People are starting to learn about Patrick Mahomes, a sophomore who's been really good so far for Texas Tech.
Yeah, one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the country, already accounting for 13 touchdowns in just 3 games. He adds that other element of being a dual threat guy, being able to run and hurt you with his feet as well. And believe me, he's going to have his work cut out for him going up against Trevone Boykin and that potent TCU offense today.
This is only the 5th time since 1980 that 2 teams averaging at least 49 points per game have gone head-to-head. I think this is going to be some fun in Lubbock today. TCU and Texas Tech kick it off on the other side of the break.
Still haven't tried FanDuel's one-week fantasy football leagues? Over 1 million fans have already won money. Choose a league. They start at $1. Pick your team. Done. Winners get paid the next day, and there's no season-long commitment. FanDuel pays out $75 million a week. Get off the sidelines and get some. Try FanDuel today. We'll match your first deposit up to $200. Love it or your money back. Guaranteed. Go to FanDuel.com, enter promo code YARDLINE. That's YARDLINE.
Get in the spirit of fall with stylish savings. Right now at Men's Warehouse, select suits are only $199.99. Select sport coats are just $99.99. Plus, buy one, get one free, even more. Men's Warehouse. Follow your style.
There's a bazillion ways to top your kids' Rice Krispies. What's yours?
A dash of fruit in their favorite color. A bunch of pineapples because, hey, it's summer. A smidgen of honey in the shape of a flower. A handful of almonds for strong superpowers. Bananas and berries because the letter B rocks. A little bit of yogurt, sure, why not? Colorful marshmallows add a bite of fun. Apple slices with their buddy cinnamon. Plop pomegranate for a polka dot pattern. A swirl of chocolate. Look, the rings of Saturn.
The fun never stops. How will your kids top their Snap, Crackle, and Pop?
The Columbus Community Players present Memory. What is memory? When you leave my sight, do you leave the universe or just my heart? Are memories ghosts left to frighten you towards a new destiny? Or guides left to lead you back home? I don't know. But Safe Auto remembers you, so it's quick and easy to get you covered and driving again. Oh, the sweet tingle of being remembered. Become unforgettable at safeauto.com.
Get in the spirit of fall with stylish savings. Right now at Men's Warehouse, select suits are only $199.99. Select sport coats are just $99.99. Plus, buy one, get one free on even more. Men's Warehouse. Follow your style.
Fireworks to begin in Fort Worth. Easy touchdown. What a perfect pass. And caught. Cliff Kingsbury can't believe it. This is a fun one. Throw to the end zone for a touchdown. Boykin looking for his 7th touchdown throw of the day. And he's got it at the expense of Texas Tech. Fox College football is presented by Geico. That was one of the 57 meetings between these programs just last year. It's a series that Texas Tech has the all-time advantage in, but those 82 points TCU put up a season ago, a Big 12 record. For more on that one and Texas Tech coming into this one, here's Chris Button.
Well, when you look back at that game, that's one that the Red Raiders would probably like to forget. But their coach, Cliff Kingsbury, said, not so fast, gentlemen. Instead, made a highlight reel of every TCU touchdown and celebration and showed it to him this week. He said, I wanted to remind my guys what it felt like to give up. He said the difference this year, I know TCU's going to score, but I feel like this is a team that's going to keep fighting.
Chris, he is 36 years old, the youngest Power Conference head coach, and there's Gary Patterson. 18th season overall at TCU, 15th as the head coach. That makes him one of the longest tenured coaches in the country. There were some showers as this place was filling up, but it's dry now. Storms in the area, but we're clear for kickoff. Texas Tech won the toss and is elected to receive. Obercombe boots it away, and Jakeem Grant out of his own end zone. And Grant takes it across the 25. So that is where the nation's number 3 offense will begin. Brady, give us 3 things we need to know.
It all starts with Patrick Mahomes. He's been very effective through the air and on his feet. And he's going to be looking for Jakeem Grant throughout the game, a very versatile player. You'll see him all over the field. And for TCU, they get back Davion Pearson, number 57 up front. They could use some of that senior leadership with all the injuries that defense has had to endure this year.
And not starting, yeah, you mentioned it, the issues his defense has gone through with attrition. They already had to replace 6 of last year's top 7 tacklers. Now down 7 projected starters for different reasons. From the 27, Texas Tech gets it going with a Patrick Mahomes designed throw. He'll tuck it and get across the line of scrimmage. And Mahomes, a sophomore, leading this offense, averaging 54 points per game.
One of the biggest keys about Mahomes is he doesn't have many really negative plays. Hasn't taken any sacks so far this year, and you see right there, didn't have anything, still gets positive yards.
Got 1, 2nd and 9. They get it outside quickly to Jakeem Grant, who uses a block from Reggie Davis to get across the 30, and we get our first 3rd down of the game on this opening Texas Tech possession.
Joe, both teams like to spread the field, and they like to put their playmakers in space. So really it's going to come down to which defense tackles better in space. TCU so far be able to wrap up Jakeem Grant, which is not an easy task.
Opening drive for the Red Raiders and a 3rd down and 5. Pressure off of the edge. Mahomes gets rid of it just in time, and Grant, normally reliable, drops it. It's 4th down.
In a big game, starting in Big 12 play, sometimes you got some of those nerves going on, especially at the wide receiver position. Jakeem Grant with 1 catch, but on 3rd down, a critical situation. I'd like to see him be a little more cool and calm and bring that one in.
Now, how about Texas Tech already having punts than they did last week? And the win against Arkansas. Their punter is a good one. He just doesn't get a ton of work. Taylor Semink. They send it away to the dangerous freshman Kavontae Turpin. Over his head into the end zone. Boy, that thing on the fly. Close to 70 yards. And so TCU ready to begin its first possession. Give us 3 things we need to know.
Trevone Boykin had his best game of the season last week versus SMU. 5 touchdowns through the air, 1 on the ground, and to balance out that running attack, Aaron Green in the backfield. He's just overall tremendous back. And then really for Texas Tech, you look at up front, big number 10, Pete Robertson. He's going to be the guy that's going to be responsible for trying to get pressure on Boykin and even spying him a little bit from keeping him from getting outside the pocket.
His defense is near the bottom of the Big 12 in most categories, but staying afloat because they're getting takeaways. Top 10 in the country in forcing turnovers. From the 20, it's a trick play to begin with Turpin throwing the ball for Slaninon. How about Gary Patterson pulling out a trick for a 15-yard gain to get the offense's day start?
Definitely not what Texas Tech expected this early in the game. So a little trickeration, trying to catch this Texas Tech defense off their heels right now. Unbelievable to start the game.
It's one of the nation's top offenses, averaging just under 50 points per game. Play action, and there's a shot for Josh Doctson. Their top receiver crosses midfield, and another TCU first down.
And Dotson's gotten so much better at catching a lot of those intermediate routes and shorter routes. He was really just a big play wide receiver and a red zone threat. But now he's really a complete wide receiver. He worked on that a lot this past spring and in training camp.
2 plays for the Horned Frogs to move it into Texas Tech territory. And Aaron Green's first run goes for a short gain. Micah Awe was there with Rika Levy. And second down coming up.
We talked about some of the keys for Texas Tech's defense. Really tackling. You go back to that Sam Houston State game. It was closer than it really should have been, in part because the defense just didn't tackle well. A lot of missed tackles throughout that game.
Turpin motions out of the backfield, and they swing it out to him. And Cavante Turpin navigates his way for close to a first down. With J.J. Gaines over to make the tackle. And it looks like they have spotted him with enough. It is a TCU first down.
Boy, is Turpin special. You know, they try to get him the ball in space, and then he makes the rest happen. Saw a little bit of his elusiveness right there, but last week caught a quick slant, took it to the house, and he's got a ton of speed.
It's an embarrassment of riches for Trevone Boykin to work with. For an offense that last year averaged just under 50 points per game as well. First down from the 39. Boykin wanted to swing it out to White. Instead will slide. And that's one of the things Gary Patterson emphasized this week. He thought that Boykin had been taking too many hits lately.
Yeah, I mean, and one thing about Boykin that's interesting, though, is as many hits as he takes, he's also good at being able to get down and avoid some of those other hits.
On 2nd and 9, looking over the middle and pulled in. First down and goal with Desmond White making the catch, working against Josh Doctson.
Well, Sonny Cubby talked about some of the things Trevone Boykin worked on this past spring. That was some of those seam throws, and right there he finds number 10, Desmond White, up the seam. They'd like to get him more involved in the offense.
Green into a crowd of red shirts. On a short gain. Demetrius Alston, credit for the tackle. Second down and goal. And TCU moves into the red zone where they've had 14 touchdowns and 18 trips. It's pretty darn good. Top 5 in college football.
And that's every team's goal, right, is to score touchdowns, not field goals. And it's in part because Boykin's so effective in the running game. He's an option down there that can get into the end zone.
Play action. Boykin into the end zone. Touchdown, TCU. Josh Doctson pulls it in for his 4th of the season. And what a drive to begin for the 3rd-ranked Horned Frogs.
What a drive and what a way to finish with Trevone Boykin finding Josh Doctson in the back end zone. We talked about him being a red zone target. In this case, just runs that back end line. They call that a high back 5, meaning you got to put it up high enough where the defenders can't get it. Great ball by Boykin, and good job by Josh Doctson finding the hole in the zone.
And after a 3-and-out from Texas Tech, an 80-yard drive in less than 3 minutes for TCU, capped off by a Doctson touchdown reception from Boykin. Big 12 opener between a pair of high-powered offenses and unbeaten teams, and TCU with the first blow.
AT&T presents the strongest of the strong. Only the strongest get to watch the college football playoff at my place. Now, I'm going to put you through various feats of strength. You'll be painting your faces, making sandwiches, and washing my cars. Danny?
What does washing your cars have to do with college football?
You're out. Only the strong survive, gentlemen.
Who's strong enough to watch the college football playoff with Bo? Get stronger with AT&T, the network with the nation's strongest 4G LTE signal.
Introducing our 2015 NFL lineup. Get your favorite team's Bud Light can for game day.
Nexium 24-hour. It's the purple pill, the #1 prescribed acid-blocking brand, available without a prescription for frequent heartburn. Get complete protection. Nexium Level Protection.
Who are you? I'm your football self. Are you having a snack? Why? Because you should be at Lowe's getting everything you need today. Otherwise, save room for the I'm not watching any football on Sunday because I didn't clean the deck on Saturday sandwich you're going to be eating tomorrow. Sounds awful. Yeah, it's because it is. Who would want that sandwich? I don't want that sandwich. Gross. Ugh. Keys. Nasty.
Now get a DeWalt Combo Kit for only $179 at Lowe's.
Investment opportunity doesn't sleep. It's always up, always working. It's 9 a.m. somewhere, and opportunity is there having its second cup of coffee. You could crisscross the world to find it, or let Franklin Templeton spot it for you. We have over 600 experts across the globe, on the ground where it's happening. So no matter where or when investment opportunity emerges, we're actively at work to help you seize it. Franklin Templeton Investments. Gain from our perspective.
Fox College football presented by Geico is sponsored by Bud Light. Stay in the game and drink responsibly. And by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. Here's some of the 17,000 Texas Tech students expected to pour in here in this sellout crowd. Quite an atmosphere.
It is. That's a lot of tortillas, too, coming out of the stands.
Not penalty flags, depending on who you ask.
Tradition here.
Yeah.
Tortilla Tech, they call it?
Yeah. Scoring drive for TCU. 8 plays, 80 yards, capped off by the Doctson reception. And Boykin was a perfect 4 for 4 on that drive. They keep it away from Jakeem Grant. And whistle it dead inside the 15. Apparently Justin Stockton took a fair catch. And so Texas Tech will start this drive.
The receiver gave a waving signal.
Any gesture, any gesture with raising your hand up or anything like that, the refs are going to try to protect their returner, and they're going to consider that a fair catch.
And so this Texas Tech offense that scored on its opening drive in each of the first 3 games this season, a 3-and-out on its opening drive, and for the first time this year behind.
And head coach Cliff Kingsbury talked about weathering the storm early. He knew there was going to be some adversity. With as potent as TCU's offense is, they figured there at some point they're going to be down. They're going to have to fight through it.
Mahomes to throw on first down and throws for Davis, who's got it for a first down across the 25. Had a career best 5 catches, couple of touchdowns last week.
Yeah, big game last week, and really their biggest wide receiver size-wise. He does a nice job of using his body to keep defenders away from the football to corral in catches.
From the 25, here's Devin Lauderdale. He's a bigger part of the plan this week, and he shows you why with a speed across the 30 and a cutback inside the 20. 63 yards for Lauderdale and a Texas Tech first down.
Lauderdale didn't have any catches last week, but he was effective blocking for his teammates. This week they want to get him involved early.
And Gary Patterson expected that as well. And sees that reception, setting Texas Tech up at the 16. And Mahomes running inside the 5 and lunging for the pylon. He'll spot him out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. And Mahomes gets up limping.
Cliff Kingsbury loves the toughness of Patrick Mahomes when he runs the football. He'd like to have him not take as many shots as he extends for the pylon. But he's got an unbelievable knack for getting outside the pocket and finding ways of making plays in the passing game and running game with his feet.
And in clear pain right now. Got up limping. He stays in the game with a first down and goal for the Red Raiders. Washington in, touchdown, Texas Tech. But the bigger story right now is the pain that it appears Patrick Mahomes is feeling.
DeAndré Washington's just going to follow his blockers up front. Alfredo Morales, LaRaven Clark, the big boys on a way of pushing back that TCU defensive line that has seen so much change throughout the course of the season. The injuries, off the field issues. Texas Tech taking advantage.
Well, that looked a lot more like the Texas Tech offense we saw over the first 3 weeks. 3-and-out on the first drive. 86 yards in 4 plays on this second drive. And it's Clayton Hatfield with the rain starting to fall again. Tying the game at 7. It was set up by the 63-yard reception off of the screen from Devin Lauderdale, who was shut out last week at Arkansas, but makes an impact on this one early on. And it leads to a Texas Tech touchdown with DeAndré Washington. And we are locked at 7.
130 yards now. Bill's got a very tough lie here. Looks like we have some sort of sea monster in the water hazard here. I believe that's a kraken, Bruce. It looks like he's going to go with the 9-iron. That may not be enough club. Well, he's definitely going to lose a stroke on this hole.
If you're a golf commentator, you whisper. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
This golf course is electric.
Hi, I'm Peyton Manning, and I have DirecTV. And I'm Skinny Legs Peyton Manning, and I have cable. Only NFL Sunday Ticket, exclusively on DirecTV, lets you choose which game to watch on Sunday. Perfect for hosting. With cable, you're stuck with whatever game's on. And there go my socks. This is what Sundays are all about. This box won't flatten. Don't be like this, me. Get NFL Sunday Ticket, only on DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
The sleeper pick, the guy only you believe in. In 1 week fantasy football on DraftKings, he can be the difference. So trust your gut. Trust your numbers. Trust your Uncle Vito if you want. But know this, that sleeper is out there. The question is, who's gonna play him? This is DraftKings. Welcome to the big time.
Play this Sunday for your shot to become a fantasy football millionaire. Play free with promo code FLANK.
This project calls for a real multitasker, someone who can handle 6 things at once. Someone like George.
My boss. Starbucks Double Shot. There's no match for double the U.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine has a brand new boss, Bill Hader.
My motto is simple. Efficiency, efficiency, efficiency. You could probably just say it once. Are you making fun of my stutter? Oh.
The season premiere tomorrow at 8:30, 7:30 Central on Fox.
Didn't take long to see how Texas Tech would respond to trailing for the first time this year.
Yeah, that's exactly what head coach Cliff Kingsbury would like to see out of his team. Nice little response after trailing for the first time.
Samaik ready to send it away. In a 7-7 game, 9:42 left in this opening quarter. Turpin watches it sail over his head. Let's go back to that play, the key play on that long drive.
Texas Tech's going to use number 11, Jakeem Grant, to kind of be a decoy here. He's coming in motion. They're going to throw the screen to Devin Lauderdale, and he's going to do the rest. But I want you to look at number 21, DeAndré Washington, hustling down the field. He lays a block that allows Lauderdale to get the additional yards. Unselfishness right there. You love to see that out of your running back, and he ends up being rewarded with the touchdown.
Yeah, and so a 7-7 game, and TCU, which looked really impressive on that opening drive, back at it from the 25. Boykin was a perfect 4 for 4 to begin, and plenty of time here to scan the field and find Doctson, who's got his 3rd catch of the day and a first down to the 40.
Joe, only a 3-man rush. We talked to defensive coordinator David Gibbs, and he said he's going to mix up his coverages and his blitzes and how he's going to try to confuse Trevone Boykin. He would want him just to slow up and try to confuse him a little bit.
They bring pressure this time, and they swing it out to Green, and it's ruled an incomplete pass. It was borderline there whether or not that was a pass or backwards, but they call it incomplete.
I'm going to check out Trevone Boykin. Quickly goes to his swing as they set up a screen almost versus the Texas Tech pressure. Hard to tell from that angle.
First incompletion for Boykin. 2nd and 10 from the 40. Play action. Doctson again, off to a heck of a start in this one. 4th reception, 15 yards into Texas Tech territory. Another TCU first down.
The TCU offense is so effective with what they call these run-pass options. They've got a run-play call, but a pass route right in behind, and they allow that to affect the defense with the run or the pass. You got to pick your poison in that case.
4 catches now for 53 yards and a touchdown for Doctson. Here comes Green. Met in the hole by Malik Jenkins, who doesn't figure to see as much time today, with Texas Tech spending much of the day in the nickel.
TCU's working a lot to Josh Doctson in the passing game. That's in part because number 7, Colby Listenby, is battling an undisclosed injury. He's not out there on the field. Emmanuel Porter, number 1, is starting in his plays at the top of the screen.
Good player himself.
Yeah, he's obviously got all the ability. They're confident in him, just not the same type of speed.
Better size than Listenby. This one slung sidearm. And Doctson driven out of bounds by Justice Nelson. 3rd down for the Horned Frogs.
Colby Listenby, the Big 1200-meter track champion. Warmed up, but not out there on the field. Now we'll see if Texas Tech will decide to bring more heat on Trevone Boykin or just a 3-man pass rush and try to play coverage.
First 3rd down of the day faced by TCU's offense.
One player to keep an eye on is number 10, Pete Robertson. He's going to be spying Trevone Boykin throughout the day in case he leaves the pocket.
Confident throw to the sideline for Doctson. They say that he did get a foot down, but short of the sticks, defended by Gaines. 4th down and a couple of yards coming up.
Decided to play coverage on a 3-man rush. Trying to make Trevone Boykin and TCU go the long, hard way.
So the Horned Frogs will go for it after a timeout. And this, if they do decide to go for it, will be trying to get it, or trying to convert it for the first time this year. Back in just a moment.
Hey, shady baby, I'm hot like the prodigal son. Big up battle, eeny, meeny, miny, moe, and flower. You're the chosen one.
Dr. Pepper. Always be one of a kind.
So, Jill, I know the markets have taken a hit lately. Just wanted to touch base.
How did Edward Jones come to manage over $800 billion in assets?
Okay. Here's our latest market outlook, and there are 2 things that I'd like to point out.
Through FaceTime when you really need it.
So that's interesting. You know, we had spoken about that before.
It's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing.
Been a couple of A-plus roommates. You know, I hate to do this right now because you guys have been cool with everything. But State Farm's helped me be really smart with my money, and I got my own pad now. Oh, no big deal. Mom, Dad, my new place doesn't allow pets. Dylan's gonna have to stay here.
Start out right in life. State Farm is there.
There's a bazillion ways to top your kids' Rice Krispies. What's yours?
A dash of fruit in their favorite color. A bunch of pineapples cause, hey, it's summer. A smidgen of honey in the shape of a flower. A handful of almonds for strong superpowers. Bananas and berries cause the letter B rocks. A little bit of yogurt, sure, why not? Colorful marshmallows, add a bite of fun. Apple slices with their buddy cinnamon. Plot pomegranate for a polka dot pattern. A swirl of chocolate. Look, the rings of Saturn.
The fun never stops. How will your kids top their Snap, Crackle, and Pop?
Well, during the timeout, former Red Raider Zach Thomas was honored in front of this sellout crowd going into the College Football Hall of Fame this year. And Red Raiders would like to have him on this 4th down play coming up.
Yeah, they would. Undersized player in his career, but play with so much heart and passion and effort. he earned his way into the College Football Hall of Fame.
Big play early in this game, 4th down and 4. And it's a quick kick for Boykin. Shanked it. Well, tough when you ask a quarterback to do that.
Yeah, I mean, he's so effective in so many ways, just not necessarily punting the football. That might be his only weakness.
Yeah, he can run, he can throw, he played receiver, played running back.
Yeah.
But not a great punter.
Probably didn't do so well in that punt, pass, and kick contest.
No, right.
Just in the passing part.
And we saw Patrick Mahomes banged up on that last drive. Chris Budden, you've got more.
Yeah, he came over. The medical staff looked at both of his legs. He told them, I'm fine. He walked around. They did put on a brace on that left knee as a precaution, Joe.
All right, Chris, and you see the rain starting to fall. And that brace on that left leg. Down the field in the blink of an eye last time they had it. 1st down from the 20. Mahomes well protected. Off of the hands and incomplete. Grant was defended by Trevone Howard, and it's 2nd and 10.
And it really takes away an element of Texas Tech's offense that Mahomes can't run quite as well as he has the first 3 weeks. Talking to Gary Patterson, he talked about having to play against Mahomes is like having to cover an extra gap in the running game.
And here's a snap that sails right by him into the end zone for a safety. Washington hustled back to fall on it, and TCU jumps in front with the 2 points.
Obviously a miscommunication between Mahomes and center Jared Castor, captain of this team. And wisely, DeAndré Washington gets back on the football and just takes the safety, but clearly there's no communication going on right there between the center and the quarterback. I'm not exactly sure what Castor might have heard.
And not normally a problem you see the home team have. So they're not dealing with any crowd. 9-7 TCU.
At DraftKings, we play for glory. And for this, the Giant Check. The Giant Check is no myth. It's our trophy and many hoisted playing our one-week games, like Dave Gomes and Adam Goulet. Are your dreams big enough to cash Giant Check? Play free in our big event this Sunday. A new fantasy millionaire every week this season. Get to DraftKings.com now and play free with promo code HITCH. Welcome to the big time.
Introducing our 2015 NFL lineup. Get your favorite team's Bud Light can for game day.
Fact. Fast-acting Advil is designed with an ultra-thin coating and fast-absorbing Advil Ion Core technology, stopping headaches and other tough pain fast. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil.
The Columbus Community Players present Memory. What is memory? When you leave my sight, do you leave the universe or just my heart? Are memories ghosts left to frighten you towards a new destiny? Or guides left to lead you back home? I don't know, but Safe Auto remembers you, so it's quick and easy to get you covered and driving again. Oh, the sweet tingle of being remembered. Become unforgettable at safeauto.com.
The challenges facing the country never stop. So neither does the U.S. Army. We train, adapt, and get smarter. Every soldier, every unit, every day. Not to keep up with change, but to drive it. Nobody knows what problems tomorrow will bring, but we do know who will solve them.
Fox College Football presented by Geico is sponsored by Advil, fast and strong on tough pain, and by the U.S. Army. It is pouring. An intermittent rain and sun today, but it's pouring right now. Fox Sports Supports, proud to team with Boys and Girls Clubs of America, supporting their mission and helping young people to reach their full potential through programs that promote character and leadership, education, healthy lifestyles, and more. For more information, visit foxsportsupports.com. And so now ball security becomes even more of a story in this game with two high-powered offenses. Semenk boots it away, and here comes Cavante Turpin. And Turpin steps out of one tackle and takes it across the 35-yard line. Time for a Lowe's game break. We check in for the first time with Jenny Taft.
Thanks, Joe. Number 24, Oklahoma State visiting Texas. The Longhorns going for it on 4th and 2. Tyrone Swoops takes it in for the touchdown. Charlie Strong and the Longhorns trying to avoid their first 1-3 start since 1956. Texas up 20-17 at half. Joe Brady, back to you.
And what a change for Texas on offense, changing quarterbacks from Tyrone Swoops to Gerard Hurd. He's added an element of efficiency and dynamic ability outside running the football as well, and changing offensive coordinator as well. Jay Norville taking over for Sean Watson.
And how about this? Bram Kohlhausen came out at first, and now it's Boykin back in. TCU fans held their breaths for a moment there. I mean, it is really coming down right now. And the game clock, the play clock runs down and out. And Boykin comes back to the sideline. Kohlhausen remains on the field.
Kohlhausen was very efficient in the short amount of time he played versus SF Austin a couple weeks ago.
Hands it off to Green on first down. He's got a short gain. The defensive line has done a nice job against the run so far.
Yeah, and it really helps open up the linebackers for Texas Tech, in particular number 18, Micah Awe, coming through, making the tackle there. He's been battling some shoulder injuries, but was able to wrap up and get Aaron Green down.
Boykin back in after that one play, 2nd down and 8. Green again, not much there. Brandon Jackson, most experienced player on this Texas Tech defense. Sets up 3rd down and long.
Brandon Jackson's got a lot of ability. Built like one of those NFL rush ends. Just a matter of consistency. Can he do it throughout the course of a game, the course of a season?
3rd and 7.
Texas Tech in man-to-man coverage. Look out for the matchup on Doctson.
Look in that direction. Doctson going deep. Perfectly thrown and pulled in. What a toss by Boykin. And Doctson beats Madison for 36 yards.
Boy, is that pretty. I mean, Trevone Boykin just laying it out to Doctson, who's got the extension to make the catch. These two are special.
His 7th catch of this opening quarter. That's Kyle Hicks with his first carry as we go back to that long completion.
Nothing special about this. This is just one-on-one coverage. Trevone Boykin does a nice job laying the ball to the outside where the defender cannot get it. And Doctson with the hands to bring it in over Paul Banks at cornerback.
Yeah, seldom used Paul Banks. With as fast as TCU goes, Texas Tech having to roll in several bodies to keep up the defensive back spots. On 2nd and 1, Boykin off play action. Throwing for the end zone. Desmond White can't run under it. And it will be 3rd down. That is not a flag. It's a tortilla that came in the back of the end zone. I saw you putting your hands up as if to protect me from saying PI.
Well, sometimes it can be tough to determine whether or not it's a tortilla or a flag.
But nothing like wet tortillas.
It's interesting seeing tight ends in the game for TCU right now. They only had 1 catch in the season. It was last week versus SMU. Finally getting 1 catch, and it was a touchdown. It was a big one.
We joked around with Sonny Cumbie, the offensive coordinator, yesterday. Said, "You think we'll see more?" And he goes, "Whoa, back-to-back weeks using the tight end." And here it's Boykin sneaking it for a 1st down up to the 12.
TCU doesn't get under center much. When they do, you can almost guarantee it's either a quarterback sneak or in a 2-minute situation, they're going to spike the football. But that's about it.
It's odd right now. Sun on the field, but it continues to rain pretty hard. With a 1st down and 10 from the 11 for Trevone Boykin in this offense.
Desmond White in the slot. He's a guy TCU likes, and they'd like to get him more involved in the offense.
Here's Green trying to get outside. Able to turn the corner for a pickup of 5. Nudged out by Awe. 2nd down.
Desmond White we talked about. He's a Dallas-Fort Worth area legend from DeSoto High School. Tremendous quarterback, converted to wide receiver. A little bit of a slow start to the season. Had a great game versus Minnesota. Now just trying to kind of get his reins, getting back into the game.
They go back to Green off the left side, and he's close to a first down. Tackle made by Levy, 3rd and short.
Vaitai and Naff on the left side, really paving the way. They brought over Joseph Noboom, the right tackle, to help as an eligible tight end to help block as well.
What are you looking for on 3rd and 2?
In this particular case, I'd imagine it's going to be some sort of power run, given they still got their 2 tight ends in Buck Jones and Dominic Murka.
It is Murka leading the way for Green, who lunges forward and has a first down. Needed the one and got inside it. First down and goal as TCU converts its third down of this drive.
Well, Murka and Jones do a nice job leading the way for Aaron Green, help pave holes and create a little bit of movement up front in these power situations. And I'm talking about short yardage and goal line. They essentially are the fullbacks for TCU. They don't carry any on their team.
So Murka remains in there with White or Green still getting a heavy load on this possession. It's Green hurdling his way over the goal line for a touchdown.
Aaron Green on the ball carrier for a TCU touchdown.
See the hops of Aaron Green there. Really not much push up front, but enough. And Aaron Green able to elevate. Tremendous athlete, complete back, does it all. Catches out of the backfield, has the speed and power to run short yardage in normal situations.
On a drive where TCU goes as slow as you'll ever see him go.
I wonder if that's a product of their defense and some of these injuries and wanting not to have to put as much of a burden going up against the high-powered Texas Tech offense.
And TCU's offense off to a good start in this one, especially Josh Doctson. How about that reception off a beautiful throw from Boykin? And they slowly worked their way down to the goal line and capped it off with an Aaron Green touchdown run. It's 16-7 TCU.
I've won over $29,000 on FanDuel. Nothing special about me. The difference is that I played and they didn't.
Over 1.1 million people have won money playing one-week fantasy football on FanDuel.
If you think it can't be you, it can be you.
Choose a league, pick your team, and win. Leagues start from $1 and there's no season-long commitment.
Every week I can beat my buddies on FanDuel. Every single week I can win money on FanDuel.
Try FanDuel today. We'll match your first deposit up to $200. Go to FanDuel.com and enter promo code SIGNAL. That's SIGNAL.
Doctson on the right set it up, and then Green finished it off with a touchdown run. And after the safety, the Horned Frogs march down for the score, and it's 16-7. Who would have thought we'd see a safety in this game between high-powered offenses? Jakeem Grant brings it out of the end zone. He's taken 3 back for touchdowns in his career. And Grant takes it all the way across midfield. So Texas Tech will begin in TCU territory off with a big play from the senior.
Grant fielded it so low to the ground, I almost thought he took a knee. And then he comes out of there like a rocket. He's so low to the ground, he has the ability to make one cut and change direction dramatically, and then the speed to break away. He's a special player. Texas Tech tries to get him the ball in as many ways as possible. Last week threw a touchdown pass on a reverse.
Look at that. Only guy in the country that has a touchdown passing, running, receiving, and on a return. And he's the only guy in Texas Tech history to do it. He's done it in the first 3 games this year. Straight ahead they go. DeAndré Washington. The interior of that TCU defense shuts it down. 2nd and 9. Ty Summers in there for the tackle. Part of this young linebacking core, along with Howard and Wilson, both converted safeties.
Denzel Johnson's been the guy that really sticks out. Had a huge impact, filling in the big shoes of Sam Carter left behind. He's done a great job this year. Instead of got the strong safety spot. Right out here in the slot.
Mahomes looking in his direction. Lauderdale goes up and gets it. And chopped down immediately by Nick Orr. A yard short, 3rd and 1 for Texas Tech.
This is 2-down territory for Texas Tech. I mean, they don't really even know who their field goal kicker is. So they'll have a couple opportunities to get a first down here.
Yeah, both Hatfield and Barden have tried field goals. Their longest field goal this year is 33 yards. On 3rd and 1, it's Washington for a first down. DeAndré Washington thrown down by Kindred after a run of 16.
That easy decision there. 3rd and 1. Give the ball to DeAndré Washington. He averages 8 yards a carry this season. He really can make a guy miss and get upfield. Very explosive running back.
Back to him on first down. Steps out of a tackle. Washington for the Texas Tech touchdown.
They like running to this left side because of left tackle, LaRaven Clark. One of the best tackles in the Big 12. He helps pave the way for the zone read, and you're going to see DeAndré Washington do the rest. He's a tough runner, and then he's got the speed to be able to get away.
It is a misnomer that this Texas Tech team is all air. They run it about 40% of the time. They're top 10 in the country in yards per carry.
1,000 yards rusher last year. I mean, he's a very, very productive back, and they like to have that balance.
Yeah, they've got Texas Tech back to within 2 in this shootout in Lubbock.
I'm here to prove once and for all that I am the real Colonel Sanders.
Okay, just a couple test questions. Is this $20 family fill-up meal enough delicious hand-prepared food to feed a family of 4?
Yes, sir, it is.
And are you the real Colonel Sanders?
Yes. It's finger-licking good.
DeAndré Washington, senior from Missouri City, Texas. You mentioned his 1,000-yard season last year. It was the first time since the 90s that Texas Tech had a 1,000-yard rusher.
Ricky Williams.
Yeah.
1998. Not the one for Texas. No one for Texas Tech. 1,500 yards that season.
Kyle Hicks back to return this one along with Turpin. And Taylor Samink to boot it away. Doing a nice job of neutralizing the dangerous Turpin right now. When we finish, our full day of college football continues with a big top 20 matchup. 18th ranked Utah and 13th ranked Oregon. Coverage starting right after our game right here on Fox, sponsored by Geico. Who do you like in that one?
Tough call. In Autzen, I would have to go with the Ducks. I really think they're on their way to finding themselves in the Pac-12 championship game. I know they suffered a loss versus Michigan State early, but that was a hard-fought game in East Lansing, and I think they'll be able to run through the Pac-12 North.
How about those numbers for Boykin? He's the only active player with more than 10,000 total yards. That includes his time as a receiver. Saw his 257 receiving yards during his career. From the 25, with the rain having stopped, dumps off his screen for Green, and there is Pete Robertson dropping him at the line of scrimmage.
The senior sniffed it out. As Trevone Boykin kept dropping back, you could tell Robertson got the feeling that there was something else going on with these offensive linemen releasing. Eddie play.
Ball snap, play on, and Boykin gets swallowed up. Now Ty Slanina down to the near side of the screen had moved, and everybody kind of stopped thinking it was a penalty. It wasn't. The ball was snapped, play on.
Well, again, another snap early. It seemed like it was before maybe Trevone Boykin expected it. We saw that for the Texas Tech offense. These early game jitters still aren't out of their system yet.
Nine men up near the line of scrimmage with the two high safeties for Tech on 3rd down and 9. Against a three-man rush, Boykin drills a strike for Slonina into a tight window against J.J. Gaines. First down, TCU, and Slonina rolls his way off of the field in pain.
That's a big injury for TCU. They use Slonina a lot of times in these run-action passes on critical situations like third down, especially in the middle of the field. He's got great hands. He's a solid route runner. Comes down hard on that left shoulder.
And TCU thinking, here we go again. All the injuries they've dealt with this year. Stayed relatively healthy last year in the 12-1 season. But luck has not been on their side in this department this season.
Yeah, fortunately for TCU, they've got a ton of talent at the wide receiver position. You hate to see a guy get injured, but they've got some reinforcements, you could say, at least at that spot on the team.
Gary Patterson getting tested this year with his injuries. He continues to have that next man up mentality, plug and play.
How many times can you say it?
Right.
I mean, over and over and over again. Eventually, it's going to catch up with him.
And you see Colby Listenby, that towel around his neck there. He's one of the standout receivers. And he's dealing with injuries right now as well. And it's been mostly the defense, though, that's been dealing with these injuries. The offense starting to trickle in as well. But you look, since last season, one of the top defenses in the Big 12, everything that they've gone through since, with the departures to begin with. So they had to replace 6 of their top 7 tacklers already. But now they're down 7 starters that they projected to have coming into the season. You've got a couple of converted safeties at linebacker. You've got 12 players that have made their first career starts for this defense this year.
Joe, it looks like we were playing Keno there for a second.
Yeah.
Did all we those win? Different numbers changing? I don't think we did.
Dang.
It's really a credit, though, to Gary Patterson and his ability as a coach to be able to plug guys in and coach them up, teach them their assignment with relatively no experience. One of the best defensive minds in the game. Very, very respected. And I think this season, if they could make it to the college football playoff, you could say it'd be his best season of coaching, given the fact of what he's had to deal with.
Yeah, Jarrison Stewart comes in for Slonina. Sean Nixon out there as well now, motion out of the backfield. On first down from the 40, they pump the screen, throw over the middle for Stewart. And the freshman takes it inside the 30. You mentioned it, next man up. There's the guy in for Slonina, taking it for 31 yards.
The freshman out of Mesquite, Texas. He's got a little burst to him, too. Whether it's Jarrison Stewart, Desmond White, Cavante Turpin, all these guys, once they get the ball in their hands, they're dangerous in the open field.
Speed option into the short side. That one bounced into the hands of Nixon, who takes it close to the sticks. They give him 8, second down and 2.
Sean Nixon, number 3, is an interesting story. He was originally committed to Texas A&M. He was a late decommit where he ended up coming to TCU, and they've really utilized him in a bunch of different ways this season. In the backfield as a running back at times, in the slot as a slot wide receiver. Very versatile guy, great hands, good route runner, some explosion.
And about like we expected, Brady, a lot of points in this opening quarter. A couple of 3-0 teams in a 16-14 game. The rain has stopped for now. Bright sunshine over this Big 12 opener. We're back to Lubbock after this.
For a wedding.
No, it's good luck, actually.
Adventure, it's in our DNA. The new Discovery Sport. Land Rover, above and beyond.
We need to replace the microwave cooking device.
Commence the jingle.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, Bildar, how can I help?
Did we receive savings from our discount double check?
Oh, yeah, a bunch.
This pleases me.
Save mass quantities with a State Farm discount double check.
Nexium 24 Hour. It's the purple pill.
the #1 prescribed acid-blocking brand, available without a prescription for frequent heartburn. Get complete protection. Nexium Level Protection.
College football continues with Utah, Oregon, tonight at 8:30 on Fox.
In just 10 seconds, Jimmy's about to go from Mac Daddy to new daddy to granddaddy.
This is your granddaughter. Congratulations. Get ready for the wildlife.
You should stop by table 12.
Why?
Because it's your family and you invited them.
Right. My family. I forgot I have one of those now.
John Stamos, Josh Peck.
Now it's a family fun day. Pop-Up's here.
No pop-up. Don't call me pop-up.
Jimmy.
Get ready for the wildlife. Grandfather premieres this Tuesday on Fox.
Look around you. This is what opportunity looks like. For the dreamers, the doers, for those who exceed expectations. The path you follow is the one you make for yourself. We share these experiences. We share these possibilities. What you take from here will stay with you, always. Opportunity is waiting. Let's get started.
Fox tomorrow. The last man on Earth will go big or go home.
This was my knitting group. We were known as KWA, Knitters with Attitude.
Nominated for 4 Emmys, The Last Man on Earth returns tomorrow on Fox. Bingo.
Fox College football is presented by Geico, and back in Lubbock, Texas, ready to begin the second quarter. Horned Frogs in front, 16-14. Trevone Boykin off to a good start in this one. 12 of 14 with a $180 and a touchdown.
A balanced attack. So far, 15 pass attempts versus 14 rush attempts. Kind of bucks that idea that the spread is all about passing.
I think both teams have. Tech ran for a score as well. Sean Nixon hit in the backfield and dropped short. So it'll be a 3rd down and a couple of yards here as Johnson and Jackson combine for the tackle.
This is what I like to call the danger zone for the Texas Tech defense. They really need to come up with stops here in the red zone and force TCU to kick field goals and not score touchdowns. Now, very seldom do you ever see TCU huddle. Like they're huddling right now. This isn't really the rapid pace that we've seen in the past weeks. I'll be curious to see why exactly TCU has slowed things down so much.
It's 3rd down and 2, and they bring a tight end into the backfield to block. He motions out. Snap is over the head of Boykin, who gets rid of it, and it's 4th down. Pressure from Dakota Allen made sure that Boykin couldn't create magic. A couple of bad snaps we've seen.
Well, this is a heck of a play by Trevone Boykin just to be able to get the football in his hands and get it out. Not have to take a sack and then not be in an easier or more makeable field goal range. Heady play by Boykin.
In a game, Brady, where clearly there's 2 really good offenses and defenses that have struggled. Here's a category where TCU's got a distinct advantage. Jaden Oberchrome is the nation's active leader with 61 made field goals in his career. This one from 36. And it's blocked. It was Pete Robertson that blocked it.
We talked about Pete Robertson's impact on this game playing defense, but here's an example of what he's capable of doing on special teams. Robertson able to get skinny and just get his hand up just enough to block the kick from Oberchrome. That was pretty a low kick, and it wasn't that long of a field goal. 36 yards, you should be able to get a little more trajectory in the football to get it over the defensive line.
Right after we say this is the one spot where TCU's got a distinct advantage. Yeah, that's usually how it works. Mahomes back out there with the Texas Tech offense from the 37. Over the middle for Jakeem Grant. They've been all over him so far. That is Denzel Johnson, who you've praised over the first quarter of this game.
Yeah, he's done a nice job of filling those big shoes of Sam Carter in that strong safety position. That's a very important position for Gary Patterson's defense. They have to be able to play the run extremely effective, but also the pass as well, and he's got both of those capabilities.
Justin Stockton comes in for Texas Tech. Mahomes double clutching and throwing low at the feet of Ian Sadler. And 3rd down and 7. Both of the scoring drives for the Red Raiders today have been lightning quick. They had a 3-and-out on their first drive. And these two sandwiched in between this one.
It's kind of feast or famine for Texas Tech when you were preparing for this game, watching them. They're usually putting together scoring drives or they're finding a way of punting.
On 3rd and 7. Mahomes well protected, threw low and incomplete. He had Ian Sadler open, but there's a flag down in the backfield.
Looks like it might be a late hit on 94, Josh Caraway.
Penalties have been an issue for TCU this year.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 94 of the defense. 15 yards from the previous spot, automatic first down.
And that is a drive extender.
There's Josh Caraway at the bottom of the screen. Tries to use a speed inside move, and no need for that. A late shoulder to a quarterback well after the ball was out of his hand.
Did you get pretty good at buying those?
I don't know if you buy those. I mean, there wasn't much acting to that. Caraway is 250 pounds.
All day to throw. Over the top, Jakeem Grant. Touchdown, Texas Tech. Promptly taking advantage of a mental miscue from TCU.
Well, we were just praising number 30, Denzel Johnson, his ability to fill in for Sam Carter. There's Jakeem Grant. And they really try to match him up in the slot on who they feel is the weakest coverage defender. Mahomes laying it out for Jakeem Grant. It was just too fast.
And they blow the whistle before Texas Tech attempts to sneak one in for 2. So that will not count. Ball had not been made ready for play.
And Cameron Batson tries to sneak in. Well, at the swinging gate. And TCU clearly not ready, but it didn't look like the refs were either.
Looked like outside of Batson, neither was Texas Tech. He had to push his lineman out of the way. Clayton Hatfield on for the extra point. Texas Tech has its first lead of the day. Boy, this thing turned in a hurry. TCU is lining up for a field goal. They had it blocked. And it looked like they had shut down the drive, but a roughing the passer penalty continues it. Mahomes and Grant make them pay.
They say rain's bad luck for a wedding.
No, it's good luck, actually.
Adventure, it's in our DNA. The new Discovery Sport. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Hi, I'm Tony Romo, and I have DirecTV. And I'm Arts and Craftsy Tony Romo, and I have cable. Only DirecTV's NFL Sunday Ticket lets you watch every single game live from start to finish. With cable, you don't get every game, so I channel my frustrations using paper mache. I can pick out any game I want to watch from the 8-game mix. I mixed a cupcake and a brownie. I'm calling it a crownie. Don't be like this, me. Get NFL Sunday Ticket, only on DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
It's come to my attention that there's an imposter colonel out there. He's trying to be me. That's crazy. They can't just grab some super funny Hollywood actor, throw a white suit on him, and try to pass him off as the real Colonel Sanders. And I should know because I am Colonel Sanders. And this is my incredibly delicious $5 fill-up meal. I'm Colonel Sanders. I know that. It's finger-licking good.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Life is about knowing what you live for. Enjoy every moment of your retirement with the financial security of New York Life. Get started today.
Fact. Fast-acting Advil is designed with an ultra-thin coating and fast-absorbing Advil Ion Core technology, stopping headaches and other tough pain fast. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil.
A super featherweight title is on the line. Javier Fortuna will fight to keep his crown against Carlos Velasquez. It's Toe-to-Toe Tuesdays. Premier Boxing Champions, Tuesday on FS1.
Huddle up with college football experts in live web chats all season long with a new guest every week. The Edward Jones College Football Huddle on FoxSports.com. You saw Texas Tech prior to the break there, utilizing that inside receiver like they've gotten so good at.
That slot wide receiver, and really credit Wes Welker, Danny Amendola for paving the way. And in the offseason, a lot of times Cliff Kingsbury goes up to New England and he talks to those guys about some of those slot receiver concepts and things that they do, and that really has helped out Jakeem Grant in this offense.
Samake sends it into the end zone, and Turpin will take a knee, giving us time for a game break to check in with Jenny Taft.
Well, Joe and Brady have the injuries caught up with the Irish. Number 6, Notre Dame, having some problems against UMass, but closing seconds of the half, Deshaun Kaiser to Chris Brown, 7 yards for the touchdown. Notre Dame leads 35-20 as the third quarter is about to begin. Joe Brady, back to you.
Kaiser filling in nicely, 2 touchdown passes and a rushing touchdown as well. And C.J. Prosise, 125 yards in the first half and a touchdown. So Notre Dame fighting through that injury bug and filling in nicely. A lot of depth on that team.
Seems like injury bug is hitting everybody this year across college football.
Multiple levels too, NFL and college football.
Drive begins with an empty set for Trevone Boykin from the 25. Steps into pressure and off of the hands of Doctson, second down.
Rare drop by Doctson, but credit Brandon Jackson, number 9 for Texas Tech, coming off the edge. Didn't quite get to Boykin in time, but provided enough pressure to force Boykin to get that ball out early.
Now, you were curious to see how David Gibbs would operate this. What have you thought of the way they've approached it so far?
He's a very truthful guy. He's doing exactly what he said. He's mixing up coverages, blitzes, and trying to, again, confuse Trevone Boykin post-snap.
Who on second down steps up and throws to the sideline and has a first down, and they'll get more. Desmond White was pushed out of bounds late by Johnson, so Tech on 15 yards.
Deshaun Johnson had a fantastic game last week versus
After
Arkansas.
the play was over, personal foul, late hit out of bounds, number 7 of the defense. 15 yards on the end of the run, first down.
It's a shame. He had 16 tackles last week and 1 tackle for loss. Right here, that was way late, not even close.
We've seen a couple late hits in this game.
Penalties are something that Texas Tech has been much improved on this year, something that plagued them just a year ago.
Yeah, they were one of the most penalized teams in America a season ago. They're best in the Big 12 this year. Here's another trick play. It's covered well. And Boykin's got to send it out of bounds. That's a nice boost for a defense when you can do that against that level of trickery.
Yeah, a lot going on that play. I actually think it was too much. Yeah. Sometimes when you have these double reverse passes, there's so much back and forth that you never really get the defense to move to one side.
And got the ball beyond the line of scrimmage.
Brad Van Vart letting folks know why it wasn't an intentional grounding. Got it past the line of scrimmage. And so second down and 10 after the second trick play that we've seen from TCU today. Boykin steps into his throw wide of his intended receiver, Emmanuel Porter, defended by Thierry Guima. And TCU looks at a third down and 10.
Again, plus territory here for TCU. You got to figure they're going to work the ball to one of their playmakers. Josh Doctson, number 9, Desmond White. Doctson just subbed in for Jawan Story at the top of the screen. Texas Tech playing a lot of zone coverage. Sometimes it's hard to find them.
They rush only 4. Time for Boykin, but the pocket collapses. Boykin takes off and well short of the first down. Malik Jenkins, the first one there. It's 4th down and 6, kind of in between territory here. And the decision for Gary Patterson.
I don't think it's going to be another quick kick after that experiment the first time. Wouldn't be surprised if they ended up punting it here, trying to pin back Texas Tech.
And it looks like they will. A rare punt in this matchup.
Hey, credit Pete Robertson did a nice job getting pressure. Wasn't able to bring down Boykin, but enough to make him flush outside the pocket and unable to pick up the first down. Number 10 having a great game.
Ethan Perry, 4-year starter at punter. Trying to pin him deep. And that one goes into the end zone. Well, it was well done, but Jawan Story unable to keep it from breaking the plane. And Texas Tech back on offense with his newfound lead from the 20-yard line with a sophomore Pat Mahomes directing the show. Texas Tech trying to pull the upset of number 3.
Is it the insightful strategies and analytical capabilities that make Edward Jones one of the biggest financial services firms in the country? Or is it 13,000 financial advisors who take the time to say thank you?
Night, Jim. Gonna be a while?
I am, Liz. Got a little writing to do.
It's why Edward Jones is the big company that doesn't act that way.
Take a look at these barbecue trophies. Best cracked pepper sauce. Most ribs eaten while calf roping.
Yep. Greatness deserves recognition. You got any trophies, cowboy?
Yeah, well, there's this one.
Best insurance mobile app.
Yeah, 2 years in a row.
Well, Alvy, does that thing just follow you around?
Like a little puppy.
The award-winning Geico app. Download it today.
Let's go, Dr. here. So what's the best tradition in college football? Take a guess. Anybody? Anybody? I'll give you a hint. It's the playoff. It's only the second year. It's shiny and new like a little baby that I invented.
Oh, you invented it?
Yeah, I did.
All right.
Did you watch last year? Third string QB took home the trophy. Third string, that's you guys. You don't know what's going to happen in that playoff. I can't wait.
Aren't you supposed to be working or something?
Yeah, I am. Let's go, Dr. Bub here. Let's go, Dr. Bub here. That look regulation to you? I think it needs more air.
Still haven't tried FanDuel's one-week fantasy football leagues? Over 1 million fans have already won money. Choose a league. They start at $1. Pick your team. Done. Winners get paid the next day, and there's no season-long commitment. FanDuel pays out $75 million a week. Get off the sidelines and get some. Try FanDuel today. We'll match your first deposit up to $200. Love it or your money back. Guaranteed. Go to FanDuel.com and enter promo code UPRIGHT. That's UPRIGHT.
Fox College Football presented by Geico is sponsored by FanDuel, the leader in one-week fantasy football, and by Dr. Pepper and college football. It's a one-of-a-kind tradition. Big piece coming back this week for that TCU defense and Davion Pearson as we go down to Chris Button.
Well, it's also what he provides his teammates on the sidelines during that last series, telling his guys it's time to stop being nice. Gary Patterson told us just having him back in the team meetings this week has been so important for the rest of these younger guys.
It really has, and this defensive line has taken a lot of hits. Number 92, Bryson Henderson's in for an undisclosed injury. Number 90, Terrell Lathan.
Mahomes with play action on first down. Coverage downfield is good, so he's got to throw the ball into the feet of Sadler, second down.
And Mahomes doesn't seem to be moving quite as well or as fluid as he was before he went down earlier in the game. I think that knee might be bothering him a little bit. That's why he's been hanging the football off and not necessarily running outside the pocket.
It's a different offense when you take away his ability to run.
Yeah, and much easier for a defense, and I'm sure TCU recognizes that.
Second down. Mahomes throws for Grant, who loses the football, and they say incomplete. Denzel Johnson broke it up, and you can see a noticeable limp for Mahomes.
Yeah, Mahomes is just going to be struggling a bit the rest of this game because TCU is too good at trying to get move the quarterback off the spot. They've had 2 sacks a game for quite some time now. Third and long, not necessarily where you want to be, in particular if you can't move your feet and get outside the pocket.
Only the third down they've faced today. Mahomes under pressure, throws it up for grabs and incomplete. Should have been picked off by Montrell Wilson with Curry and Pearson applying the pressure.
It almost looked like a team meeting back there for TCU. Pearson and Caraway able to get in the backfield pretty quickly, and Mahomes again not able to do much. That pocket's just suffocating out around him. And when you're playing the number 3 team in the country, turnovers are the biggest factor in determining the wins and losses. So you can't be throwing the ball up like that. There's worse things than taking a sack.
Well, you mentioned the improvement in penalties this year for Texas Tech. The other improvement has been in the turnover margin. Here's Cavante Turpin dancing his way close to the 40. 53-yard punt with a 15-yard return, and Trevone Boykin, Heisman candidate, off to a good start in this game. Back to the field with his team trailing when you come back.
AT&T presents the strongest of the strong.
Okay, guys, let's see who can write the strongest tweet to show your school pride. Go.
I have people who tweet for me. Excellent tweet, Roderick.
Thank you, sir.
Hit me with the smell good.
Strong assistant.
Who's strong enough to watch the college football playoff with Bo? Get stronger with AT&T, the network with the nation's strongest 4G LTE signal.
Are you okay, Mom? Yes, I am.
You can never go too far for the ones you love. Help them go further with the protection of life insurance from New York Life. Get started today.
This football season, we get anything we want. Any toppings, any specialty, any large Pizza Hut pizza for just $10.
If only this could last forever.
But it won't. Now until September 27th, bring home the flavor with the $10 any carryout deal. Only at Pizza Hut. Hut, Hut.
With the new Chase Freedom mobile app, you can simply redeem, pay, and go. The new Chase Freedom mobile app. The card is for the essentials. The cash back is for the fun. Chase, so you can.
The challenges facing the country never stop. So neither does the U.S. Army. We train, adapt, and get smarter. Every soldier, every unit, every day. Not to keep up with change, but to drive it. Nobody knows what problems tomorrow will bring, but we do know who will solve them.
This project calls for a real multitasker, someone who can handle 6 things at once. Someone like George. Hi, boss.
Starbucks Double Shot. There's no match for double the U.
Here's our KFC stat comparison. Taking a look at the quarterbacks, more than half of Boykin's completions have gone to Josh Doctson. One of the staples for them this year has been spreading the ball around, but not today.
No, not today. Colby Listenby is out. Sometimes as a quarterback, you might not feel quite as comfortable with a guy like Emmanuel Porter. The coaches are confident in him, but you haven't had quite as many reps, and especially in a game scenario. 5 of those 7 catches for Doctson have either been for a first down or a touchdown.
Well, how about back-to-back punts? With these 2 offensive powerhouses, this drive starting at the 39, and they go right back to Doctson. He's unable to make the first man miss. Tackle made by Paul Banks, who's seeing more time than he has at any point this year.
Defensive coordinator David Gibbs said, we got to make the easy tackles in space, because once these wide receivers for TCU get going, that's when it's hard to tackle them downfield. So you got to be able to make the tackles when you got them. Paul Banks did a nice job of getting Doctson down to the ground.
There is Coach Gibbs, the 7th defensive coordinator in the last 7 years at Texas Tech. Previously at Houston, spent a lot of time in the NFL. Quite a personality.
He's with Doug Meacham at actually Houston University.
Yeah.
He knows this offense well.
The co-offensive coordinators for TCU. Here comes pressure. They try to gash it with a run and do. It's Aaron Green inside the 25 with a TCU first down on a pickup of 32.
Texas Tech has struggled against the run this year, giving up on average 257 yards a game. And it's in part because they don't hold their gaps. They allow seams in their defense, and a good offensive team is going to find those.
They go back to Green, who's shut down by Micah Awe. Now, prior to that long run from Green, Texas Tech's run defense had been pretty solid.
Yeah, but look, these offenses are going to get so many plays and so many touches throughout the course of the game. It's tough to be able to limit them to so many yards, but you try to do your best. So what becomes pivotal is turnovers and red zone defense. So Texas Tech is going to look to try to be stout here against the run and shut down any big plays on the outside.
Remember the last time TCU moved it down to this end of the field, they forced a field goal and blocked it. Second down and 10 from the 24. Boykin fakes to Buck Jones and throws to the end zone over the head of Jarrison Stewart and incomplete.
Part of the problem on that play was a jet sweep fake to Buck Jones, their tight end.
That's not fooling anybody.
That's not fooling anyone. Well, you're going to see Jarrison Stewart, number 14, running up the sideline on a wheel route. TCU trying to find a soft spot in that zone coverage for Texas Tech, unable to complete it.
Seeing a bit of a trend now. TCU moving the ball in the middle part of the field, but running into some issues down inside the 25. Against a four-man rush. Boykin well protected. Tipped in the air. Incomplete. Gift wrap for Justice Nelson, who couldn't hang on, and it's fourth down.
Texas Tech is playing a cover 2 zone coverage, meaning you got 2 guys for the deep halves of the field, and everyone underneath is playing zone coverage. They're forcing TCU to try to work the ball to the middle of the field. And right now, Texas Tech's defense doing a nice job of reading the eyes of Trevone Boykin. That time should have been a pick, but Banks, as well as Gaines, in to break up the pass. Nelson needs to bring that in.
Those are the kinds of plays they've been making so far this year. Top 10 in the country in takeaways. Oberchrome had his last one blocked. He nails this one from 42. That brings TCU back to within 2. Couple of 3-0 teams in the Big 12 opener. It's been a good one so far.
Welcome to Game Day Evolution 101. Yes, Drew Brees.
Will this be on the test?
Will the name of the class be on the test? No. Who can tell me about fantasy highlights on Xbox? Anyone? Anyone?
I know.
Clay? Extra credit?
This isn't even a real class, man.
You know what's real? Next gen stats. What's Larry's speed right here? Richard.
17.89 miles per hour.
Way off. Marshawn, nice of you to join us.
Bro, I've been here the whole time.
Fantasy, highlights, next gen stats, the NFL on Xbox One.
Introducing our 2015 NFL lineup. Get your favorite team's Bud Light can for game day.
Been a couple of A-plus roommates. You know, I hate to do this right now because you guys have been cool with everything. But State Farm's helped me be really smart with my money, and I got my own pad now. Oh, no big deal. Mom, Dad, my new place doesn't allow pets. Dylan's gonna have to stay here.
Start out right in life. State Farm is there.
Hi, I'm Peyton Manning, and I have DirecTV.
And I'm really high-voice Peyton Manning, and I have cable.
Only DirecTV lets you watch NFL Sunday Ticket games live on all your devices.
With cable, I can't do that. It's like...
I get to take all the games with me.
I sing with the Four Tunesmen. Downtown ladies sing this song, doo-dah.
Don't be like this, me. Get NFL Sunday Ticket only on DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
This is the fantasy football season that could change it all. DraftKings.com is the one-week fantasy football destination. Compete whenever you want with a new season every week. Try it free. Just pick your sport, pick your players, and pick up another win. Get free entry with promo code PRO in our championship event this Sunday. This isn't fantasy as usual. This is DraftKings. Welcome to the big time. Get to DraftKings.com.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Xbox One, the official game console of the NFL. By State Farm, it pays to double check. Talk to your agent today. And by DraftKings, free one-week fantasy football at DraftKings.com. Back at Jones AT&T Stadium, Texas Tech trying to pull the upset. And so far, this defense doing a pretty good job against a great offense under first-year D coordinator David Gibbs.
David Gibbs trying to lay down a foundation, something that Texas Tech has not been able to do since really 2009 with all the changes. They kept on Mike Smith as co-defensive coordinator and D-line coach, a former Red Raider. So they're really trying to build upon what they've had so far this season. It's been rough at times, but look, they're getting turnovers and they're doing enough to win.
They're trying to pull another upset over a top 5 team here in Lubbock. You go back to 2002, late November, welcomed in the number 4 team in the country, Texas. Beat them by 4. A couple of years later, number 3 Oklahoma went down 34-27. One of the more memorable games in recent college football history was that 39-33 win against top-ranked Texas. And then in 2012, they crushed number 5 West Virginia. This is a tough place to come play.
Now, TCU struggled here. 0 for 4 in their last 4 trips. Not an easy place.
Got to go back to 91 to find the last time TCU won in Lubbock. First down carry for DeAndré Washington, who has a touchdown run today. Stopped by Trevone Howard. Second down and 6.
Justin Stockton, number 4, has come in the game, and he adds a different element in this run attack for Texas Tech. A lot of speed.
He's lined up to the right of Mahomes, who fakes to Washington and sets up deep in the pocket. Feeds it to Washington, who's close to a Texas Tech first down. Tackle made by Denzel Johnson. It is enough to move the chains.
It's a great 1-2 punch. They have DeAndré Washington, their all-around running back, and Justin Stockton comes in and brings in blazing speed and big playability.
Stockton lines up outside, and they go to Washington straight ahead.
There you go, Dan.
Bounced off initial contact, pulled down by Howard along with Michael Downing. Second down.
Curious to see Patrick Mahomes if he gets involved in the run game again. That knee looks like it's still bothering him, and it makes it that much easier on the TCU defense if he's not capable of getting outside the pocket or running in their zone read scheme.
Yeah, his running ability is a differentiator this year for Texas Tech from previous seasons here. Ian Sadler with his first reception and a first down close to midfield. Hit out of bounds by Derek Kindred. Sadler's a guy that you like.
I love Sadler. I mean, he runs great routes, has solid hands. He's Patrick Mahomes' roommate, so believe me, they have a connection as well. And you can tell when you watch this team. He's who he relies on a lot to make those tough catches across the middle.
Stockton back in there at running back. We've not seen him flash yet today. He takes the fake. Quick throw. Jakeem Grant makes Downing miss. And close to a first down. Pushed out by Montrell Wilson. Right at the sticks.
He's just so much fun to watch. He's like a human joystick.
Yeah.
He just moves around. He's so tough to touch, and even in a phone booth.
5'6", 170.
Yeah.
Texas Tech has it moving. Here's Stockton. Thrown down by Caraway. First time we've seen Stockton get his hands on it. Boy, is he electric.
He really is. There was a play last week where he looked like he was shot out of a cannon versus Arkansas for a touchdown.
Tech picking up the tempo again. Mahomes all kinds of time. And we'll throw this one away. It will be third down.
TCU thought he maybe wasn't outside the pocket, but it looks like he broke contain initially. Was able to get rid of the football, but Mahomes is
no
not
foul
moving
for intentional grounding.
Alfredo Morales lost his
Quarterback is out of the pocket.
coming off. It looks like in pain. He's not the same guy right now.
No, he's not. I mean, right here, Mahomes would usually find a way to slip outside the pocket. Davion Pearson with possibly a late hit, but Alfredo Morales played 33 games in his career here at Texas Tech. It's a big loss up front. That left side has been very effective so far in running the football.
4 to choose from into the wide side of the field for Mahomes. Directing traffic, throws back across the field, and Batson is pulled down for a loss by Montrell Wilson. So it'll be fourth down for Texas Tech.
There are times And there are plays that Patrick Mahomes makes that make you just go, did he just do that?
Yeah.
Scrambling all the way to his left, flipping around and finding Cameron Batson, the short right side of the field. He had an option pitch last week where he actually went up and blocked after he pitched the football.
I think they prefer that he didn't do that anymore. They will go for it on 4th down. And we saw TCU line up in a similar field position and punt with Trevone Boykin earlier in this game. This is a legitimate attempt on 4th down. Deep ball for Davis. Incomplete. And no flags. Underthrown. Looks like he had a step on O'Mealy, but Mahomes underthrew it and a turnover on downs.
Yeah, the key play there for O'Mealy was once he got back into phase, meaning once he closed the gap on Davis, he was able to get his head around just in the last second. So that right there kind of negates really any contact he makes just by turning around for that split second to try to find the football, using all parts of his body to get the PBU there.
That drive had some promise, but it dies at the 38. TCU's back on the field inside of 7 minutes in this first half, down 2. Boykin in rhythm, pulled in by Emmanuel Porter. And Porter is hurt.
Injury timeout. Injury timeout.
Man, I've never seen anything like this with a poor luck TCU is having with injuries this year.
It's unbelievable. This team's absolutely snake bitten. Oof.
And then Porter only in the game because Colby Listenby is banged up. Back in a moment. The injury story has mostly been told on defense for TCU, but we're seeing it attack the offense now today.
Yeah, and Emmanuel Porter, after making a nice grab, used every bit of that 6'4" frame to reach up and get the football, but as he came down, it was as if Tevin Madison just kind of got him right there on the knee, and he might have hyperextended a little bit.
There's a guy he's in for, Colby Listenby, who we've not seen play today. Was limited in practice this week and hasn't taken the field yet today. Here's a speed option. Boykin spinning off contact and going down. Malik Jenkins with a tackle for loss. And it's 2nd and 11.
Yeah, and credit number 9, Brendan Jackson, really disrupting this play. Once he penetrated through the line of scrimmage, he got Boykin to stop his feet. Very key.
TCU's in a hurry. Boykin throws it high, tipped and incomplete. In and out of the hands of Aaron Green.
This TCU offense is so out of sync right now. They've been playing much slower than usual as far as getting up to the line of scrimmage. In that case, then they try to speed things up, and it just doesn't seem like Boykin can get into a rhythm where he looks comfortable back there in the pocket.
3rd down and 11.
The Texas Tech, just keep doing what you're doing. Try to get pressure at those front 4 and contain Boykin and play good zone coverage on the back end.
They rush only 4. Boykin steps into a deep ball into one-on-one coverage. Doctson pulls it in. Touchdown TCU from 52 yards on 3rd and long.
Well, that goes a little bit into the inexperience of Paul Banks. Defensive coordinator David Gibbs talked a little bit about Trevone Boykin throwing balls that usually most quarterbacks won't throw. He waits a little bit longer to get out of his hands, and the DBs have to cover for that much longer. It's incredibly difficult. He knew it eventually. They would give up some big plays at some point.
9 catches for 152 yards and now 2 touchdowns for Doctson. And TCU's back in front. You mentioned the big plays. There's one of them there. Throwing it up for Doctson. who beat Banks. The number 3 Horned Frogs trying to extend the nation's second longest winning streak in front by 5.
The bigger, more advanced, and more capable Fiat 500X crossover with available all-wheel drive. Well-rounded has never looked so sharp. Lease a 500X for only $179 a month for 39 months and get up to 34 mpg highway.
Second touchdown of the day for Josh Doctson. Big time afternoon for the senior from Mansfield, Texas, who started his career at Wyoming, transferred in, and has become Trevone Boykin's favorite target. That one into the end zone, and Texas Tech takes a touchback.
Let's go back and look at this most recent touchdown. Josh Doctson's at the top of your screen, matched up on number 28, Paul Banks. And watch Trevone Boykin in the pocket. No one's able to get pressure for Texas Tech, and he's able to just sit back there and take his time. Eventually throws it up. Paul Banks in position, but Doctson just able to make the play. It's so difficult when you have to go versus this TCU offense. You've got to be able to cover for a long, long time against one of the better wide receivers in college football.
See what kind of response Texas Tech has. They begin with play action. Mahomes, a confident throw to the outside. That is incomplete. Wanted Lauderdale. And in front of that TCU sideline, the officials got plenty of help making the call. 2nd and 10.
And one of the keys for Texas Tech to be able to start moving the ball again is having more production on first down. They've been struggling a little bit as far as getting things going on first down and putting themselves then in 3rd and long.
Up the middle on 2nd down, and Washington tripped up. Downing out of his safety spot after 9 yards, setting up a 3rd and 1.
And if Michael Downing doesn't get Washington to the ground, he might be taking that to the house.
Now quickly, Texas Tech is back in the ball with another run play up the gut. And Washington with a first down to the 40. Stop made by Howard.
That's what makes DeAndré Washington so special. His change of direction, his ability to start and stop in an instant.
Fake it to him here. They pump short. Deep ball for Davis. Overthrown again, beating O'Mealy. Now, the first time he had beaten him, it was underthrown, and now too much out.
And taking a hit, too, at the end of the throw. Couldn't exactly finish probably the way he would have liked. Mahomes is a tough player, though. You know, more than anything else, he wants to be out here and he wants to be competing and see if he can pull off another monumental upset here in Lubbock.
2nd down and 10. They seemingly hurt that leg on one of the early drives, but Chris Budden reporting that he told the trainers he's fine and he stayed in despite a noticeable limp. It throws this one into a tiny window for Ian Sadler, who comes up clutching that left leg.
Injury timeout.
Well, Mahomes checks to this concept. You just see Sadler wait for a moment and then adjust. Makes a great catch coming back to the football, which is key in order to beat the defender to the ball. He bangs up the knee as he comes to the ground, but still maintains possession of the football.
It's a second catch for Sadler in this 2nd quarter, and he's helped off of the field.
And a big play by Mahomes. Really the first time we've seen him be able to move outside the pocket and make a play like that.
So the training staff will take a look at the sophomore Sadler, while his roommate Mahomes tries to continue this drive for Texas Tech. Fresh set of downs from the 46. Here's Washington. Inside the 30 with another first down run. This one for 19 yards.
One of the biggest keys as a running back is being able to press the line of scrimmage, meaning starting downhill, and then once you get the defenders to suck up into the line of scrimmage, you can bounce it outside. And DeAndré Washington has the speed and ability to do that.
Really turned himself into a good all-around player and having a good day today. Up to 82 yards in his first half. We'll add to that total here. Another first down run and nearing 100 in his first half.
Number 37, Quentin White, came into the game. He's essentially their fullback.
Injury timeout.
You're going to see him lay a block that helps open up this jump cut by DeAndré Washington. And Washington has the speed to do the rest.
And now Josh Carraway is down, holding his left leg. TCU already down 7 of its initial starters on this defense. Already down 3 defensive ends. Carraway, one of the only guys they planned on starting that's still around.
Yeah, and he's a heck of a player. Had a great game last week versus SMU. 6 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 3 tackles for loss. So again, another key defensive player down for TCU, and with all these lower body extremity injuries, you got to attribute it to something.
Yeah.
And all I can think of is the footwear has gotten lighter, less durable, less stable, and eventually that's going to have, or it's going to cause an issue, not only for your foot and ankle, but knees, hips, all that, because all the force that's provided into the ground as it comes up through the body. I mean, if you don't put it down in a proper form, that shoe is not durable enough to really be stable in those joints.
It seems like it's got to be something more than coincidence, because it's happening everywhere at an alarming rate, it seems, this year, higher than normal. On first down, they get it to Reggie Davis. And the block on the outside, unable to be connected on. And Nick Orr came up to make the tackle. They lose a yard, and it's second down.
True freshman Jonathan Giles trying to fight his way on that block, but it's one of the keys for these Texas Tech wide receivers. They have to become better blockers for their teammates before they can really get on the field and get more touches with the football.
It's a rare long sustained drive for Texas Tech. Normally you see them striking quickly. Here's the 9th play, and it's got Mahomes over the middle and incomplete. Couple of dropped interceptions today from both sides. This one, Trevone Howard, and it's third down.
They like to utilize their slot wide receiver matched up one-on-one with all that space. But again, Giles not able to bring the football in. Freshman struggling early.
Third down and 12. Draw play for Washington. He's got a hole, and DeAndré Washington makes it a decision right here for Cliff Kingsbury. It's fourth down and a short 2.
And it looks like they're going to speed things up and go for it. You got to love the aggressiveness of Cliff Kingsbury.
He runs all the way down to watch the play from up close, and Mahomes limps his way into the end zone for the Texas Tech touchdown.
Yeah, the only one left at home to be able to tackle Patrick Mahomes was number 26, Derek Kindred. But as much as he's handed the football off, Patrick Mahomes had a clear path to the end zone, scoots on in.
Yeah, you didn't need fresh legs to get in there.
Yeah, I think we both might have been able to run that one in.
So Mahomes has Texas Tech back in front. And Clayton Hatfield on for the extra point. Out of the hold of Cameron Batson. Knocks it through. Good response by Mahomes. And the fourth down gamble pays off. Cliff Kingsbury ran down to the 10-yard line to watch this one up close. And he liked what he saw. Mahomes in for the score. The Red Raiders back in front.
It's come to my attention that there's an imposter colonel out there. He's trying to be me. That's crazy. They can't just grab some super funny Hollywood actor, throw a white suit on him, and try to pass him off as the real Colonel Sanders. And I should know because I am Colonel Sanders. And this is my incredibly delicious $5 fill-up meal. I'm Colonel Sanders. I know that. It's finger-licking good.
Fox College football is presented by Geico, and Patrick Mahomes on 4th down and 2, untouched into the end zone.
Yeah, it's pretty effective anytime you've got a quarterback who can run the ball into the end zone, in particular down in the red zone. Mahomes a little bit banged up today, but still being able to do the job. Fast play helps that, puts more pressure on the defense.
What a weapon Samek is with those long, good hang time kicks, and Turpin has to take an knee as we check in with Rob Stone in Los Angeles.
All right, Joe, thanks. Coming up on the State Farm halftime, Leonard Fournette continued his Heisman campaign by doing something no SEC player has done since 1998. Plus the sights from a tight Oklahoma State-Texas battle and Baylor testing the scoreboard's capacity. Back to you guys in Lubbock.
All right, Rob, while much of the Big 12 is starting conference play, Baylor taking on Rice today.
Yeah, so let's talk about Leonard Fournette really kind of making his way and staking his claim on that Heisman campaign early in the season. 26 carries, 244 yards, 2 touchdowns. It's a heck of a day.
Heck of a day for these offenses. You saw there we're over 600 yards of total offense combined. Final minutes of this opening half, and Trevone Boykin against a 3-man rush. Gary Moore got pressure, able to get it away and dump it off. And it's Hicks for a first down across the 40.
Well, number 5, Gary Moore had an opportunity. This is what defensive coordinator David Gibbs talked about. When you have the easy tackles, you got to be able to make them. Now, it's never really easy trying to tackle Trevone Boykin, but you're not going to get a better shot than him dropping back in the pocket.
Yeah, it's all relative, right? How about that play against SMU he made last week?
Unbelievable.
Loading pressure and getting in for a touchdown run. No doubt he'll be on the Heisman reel as he makes his campaign here in his senior season. He tucks it again and takes off this time and navigates his way for 7.
Yeah, they added a spy, number 40, Dakota Allen, waiting for him. I think Texas Tech is just hoping they can try to contain him and not allow him to have one of those big runs like he had a week ago at SMU. Able to avoid a rush and then scamper for about 30-some yards into the end zone.
As a sophomore against Texas Tech a couple of years ago, he ran for 100. He's had some big games in his career against the Red Raiders, including that one last year with the 7 touchdown passes. On 2nd and 3. Aaron Green able to submarine close to a first down. Wasn't much room there, but what room there was, he found his way through.
TCU finds themselves in 3rd and short. Again, a part of the field where you see them going for it on 4th down if they don't get it.
Boykin has a first down. I think a lot of the crowd was fooled and started to cheer when Green got swallowed up, but it was Boykin carrying for 4 and a TCU first down.
Yeah, number 15, Keenan Ward, came down from the secondary to try to contain Boykin. Was able to wrap him up, but unfortunately Boykin too good for the first down. Keeps the drive alive.
Ward, a former quarterback himself. In fact, had never even played defense before he arrived at Texas Tech. Become a solid player on the back end for the Red Raiders. Inside of a minute and a half now in this opening half. Boykin double clutches, takes off, and goes down across the 40, tripped up by Micah Awe with a flag down in the backfield.
Looks like it's going to be a holding on the TCU offensive line.
Holding. Offense number 74. 10 yards from the previous spot. First down.
That Texas Tech D-line doing a pretty good job putting pressure on another injured player.
Big number 74, Big V. Struggling against Pete Robertson today. Or Robertson, excuse me. He struggled against Robertson, Jackson. They've all been giving Big V some trouble.
Yeah, and hard from this angle to see who the injured Texas Tech player is. And it is Gary Moore. Good to see him to his feet. Looks like leaning towards that shoulder. Some upper body pain.
He's got that size and ability you really want in that rush end. A guy who mixes in very well with Brandon Jackson coming off that edge. So a loss that Texas Tech really can't deal with. Saying they don't have a ton of depth on the outside rushing the passer.
Yeah, David Gibbs told us yesterday this is Gary Moore's kind of game. With a spread offense, TCU runs. First down and long, and they'll lose yards. Penetration from Rika Levy, the 340-pound senior, dropping Green for a loss.
And Levy was able to just win with lower pad level, a little quickness off the ball. The big guy, 333 pounds.
Inside of a minute left in this first half. Texas Tech by 2. Back in a moment.
The all-new Fiat 500X crossover. It has 70 standard and available safety features, available all-wheel drive, and a few dangerous curves.
Get in the spirit of fall with stylish savings. Right now at Men's Warehouse, select suits are only $199.99. Select sport coats are just $99.99. Plus, buy one, get one free on even more. Men's Warehouse. Follow your style.
State Farm halftime is coming up. Well, we've seen points like we expected, maybe not to the degree we expected. And part of that is that these teams known for their up-tempo offenses have slowed it down some.
Yeah, a lot of people out there thought this was going to be a very high-scoring game. When talking with the coaches this week, they kind of thought maybe not so much, in particular TCU. And what we're seeing right now is a little bit of cat-and-mouse game between two staffs who know each other very well.
They reset the clock to 50 seconds. Right after we went to break. Second down and 23. Boykin feels the pressure, moves in the pocket, throws high, looking for Nixon with a coverage from Nelson. And it's third down and long.
There's one thing Trevone Boykin needs to work on. It's having a better feel and ability to sit in the pocket and anticipate, get the ball out of his hands sometimes. When he struggles, it's when he's actually just got to sit in the pocket and make throws. That was the case a little bit last year, in particular versus West Virginia, but even though they were able to get a win, and so far in this game, that's where I see like they've struggled a little bit passing the football.
Yeah, he's shown his ability to throw it deep. You see him in the quick game, but like you said, those intermediate throws, some he's still working on. Only 3 rush, shows off the arm strength and picks up the first down. Who else? Josh Doctson beating Justice Nelson for 27 yards.
And an absolute laser from Trevone Boykin into the hole in the zone coverage. Justice Nelson's got to get back further. He had no threat in the flat. Really no reason not to sink back underneath Doctson.
2 timeouts left for TCU. First down at the Texas Tech 31. Boykin steps into his throw again. First down again. Inside the 10 goes Jerrison Stewart, who's replaced Tice Lanina, one of the inside receiver spots. First down and goal for the Frogs.
It's called cause and effect. You work to Doctson, It opens up that ball across the middle.
And he'll spike it to stop the clock at 26 seconds. Still 2 timeouts. And second and goal now.
As fast as this TCU offense can run, there's no doubt this is a long time for them with 2 timeouts and their ability to throw the ball in the end zone. And a guy I'm going to be looking for is Josh Doctson. If not, Juwan Story is another guy who's got that big body and frame that can really elevate and get the football.
Well, you'd think Texas Tech will be looking for Josh Doctson as well. 10 catches for 179 yards in this first half. And another quick timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Spoil her. Let her know that she is the center of your universe. Remind her that you would buy her off Craigslist all over again. Give her what she deserves. The right car insurance for the right price. Tell her she'll be yours forever. Safe Auto. Go, click, and enjoy the road ahead.
26 seconds, 2 timeouts, whole playbook at your disposal.
Yeah, in particular the running game, and Trevone Boykin becoming even more of a threat in the running game. In particular, if they try to double coverage Josh Doctson, anyone else for the TCU, for their wide receivers on the outside.
Doctson lined up to the top of your screen. Second down and goal for the Horned Frogs. Here is the quarterback run. Boykin unable to turn the corner. Ain't out of bounds at the 5. You got 20 seconds and 2 timeouts, but now it's third down.
Yeah, and in this case, I think looking at the score the way it is, you don't want to. You want to be a little bit more conservative. You could still run the football with the timeout, or you could try to take a shot at Josh Doctson, although they tried to double him that last snap, so they actually have the advantage to run the football if they want it.
Doctson again all the way to the top of the screen. Once you see from this angle here, working against Justice Nelson. Boykin into the end zone and a dart for a touchdown. Doctson worked the back of the end zone. And he's got his 3rd touchdown of this first half.
And that was all possible because of Trevone Boykin and his eyes. This is a little motion out to the bottom of the field. Boykin looks off the entire defense and just waits for Josh Doctson to find that hole in the zone coverage. This is the exact same play they used earlier for Dotson's first touchdown.
And he's now within 1 touchdown of the score record set by Josh Boyce, whose 21st touchdown reception in a TCU uniform. Boykin to Doctson, Boykin to Doctson, Boykin to Doctson 3 times in this first half.
Who are you? I'm your football self. Are you having a snack? Why? Because you should be at Lowe's getting everything you need today. Otherwise, save room for the I'm not watching any football on Sunday because I didn't clean the deck on Saturday sandwich you're going to be eating tomorrow. Sounds awful. Yeah, it's because it is. Who would want that sandwich? I don't want that sandwich. Gross. Ugh. Keys. Nasty.
Now get a DeWalt Combo Kit for only $179 at Lowe's.
It's a big-time throw, big-time play there for TCU on 3rd down.
Yeah, when you play at such a fast pace, sometimes it gets hard for you to be patient and for you to take a breath back there and wait for things to open up. I think that's one of the hardest things about playing in these fast-paced spread offenses.
They get tough down there in the red zone, too. Those windows get tighter. He was able to find one. And a touchback. October coming up, and it means baseball. FS1 continues to be your home for postseason action, the American League Division and Championship Series. Don't miss a moment of the drama and history, all beginning October 8th on FS1, streaming live on Fox Sports Go. 15 seconds, couple of timeouts. You give it a try at all?
You know, before half, I would kneel it. I would always try to hand the football off with a running play, because then you accomplish the same thing, and you at least give yourself the chance to break a run for a touchdown.
And the argument the other way would be you also risk fumbling.
Yeah, you risk fumbling the snap as well.
Yeah.
At the end of the game, it's one thing. But at halftime, why not take the opportunity to just run a running play? DeAndré Washington's a home run hitter. He's got the ability. And if he doesn't, clock runs out.
First half, this sees 4 lead changes and 1 ties. We go down to Chris Button.
Coach, at times we've seen your defense be able to make Trevone Boykin look very uncomfortable. What do you need to do to continue to limit him second half?
Yeah, not uncomfortable enough. Really, our offense has squandered a bunch of drives. You know, you got to take advantage of the drives you have. We haven't played very well.
We've seen Patrick Mahomes take some hits, not look 100%. How does his health affect your play calling?
A little bit, but he's a tough kid. He's hanging in there.
I appreciate it. Good luck in the second half. Joe?
All right, Chris. Yeah, Mahomes banged up early in the game and clearly hampered as that first half went on. Good one going here. We go to Los Angeles with Rob Stone.
All right, Joe, thank you. You mentioned Mahomes, 12 of 23, 168, 1 touchdown. We welcome you to the State Farm Fox College Football Halftime Show. Rob, Matt, Dave back here with you. The Texas Tech defense proving that they have improved. I know it's still a lot of numbers that they've allowed, but it's better than what they did last year, at least in the first half versus TCU. But the TCU defense, the attrition continues, Coach, and it's starting to catch up to them.
Well, we all know the history. Gary Patterson, his defense has been top 10 in the country for the past 5 to 10 years. This year, there's only one returning starter off that last year team because of graduation, because of injuries, because of suspensions. Right now, what's happened when you got all these young kids in there? okay, and you're in a hurry-up offense, what happens is the play comes in. Right there, you see a miscommunication. What happens, you get the call from the coach on the sideline. It comes in to the field. Now the players, and it's not about ability. This has nothing to do about ability, Matt. We're talking just communication, inexperience. Now it's coach to player, player to player to get the call right. And now on top of that, you got to get lined up and then be able to execute. This is an awful lot of stuff going on in a fast amount of time. You saw the mental mistakes right there. They're just a little bit late getting lined up. That's the difference in winning and losing when you play great defense.
And with all those injuries and the suspensions, it's putting a lot more pressure on Trevone Boykin and this offense. And they were outstanding in the first half. They controlled the clock, 8 for 12 on third down. He threw for over 300 yards. Josh Doctson is becoming his #1 target like it's been all year long. You really have to credit Texas Tech, though, on both sides of the ball. Much improved defensively. Pat Mahomes making some plays. They need to keep up with TCU. But I like this Texas Tech team, Coach.
In the balance, I'll tell you what, they're balancing. They run the ball like 19 times the first half. That's a big difference from
DeAndré Washington, 11 carries, 107 yards, and 2 touchdowns, part of that balance for the Red Raiders. When the State Farm halftime show returns, you'll learn what LSU's Leonard Fournette has now done in back-to-back games. Hint, it's impressive. And speaking of impressive, Baylor's offense, the Bears running it up on Rice, and a tight scoreline between Oklahoma State and Texas. Top 25 highlights on deck.
Texas Tech University.
It's the recon mission for Tango 165. The endless search for the best berries. A midnight run for Tacos El Pastor. And the empty roads of Dawn Patrol. This is what driving is all about. And why everything we do is to make driving better for you.
After 5 years of working for the same company, Jack thought they knew what they were doing, and they did. They saved thousands of dollars last year by using subpar steel on their stacking units. Workers' compensation cases can be hard to prove and even harder to win. An experienced workers' compensation lawyer will take on the insurance companies so you can get the benefits you'll need to take care of your family and your future. If you've been seriously injured at work, call the law offices of Michael A. DeMeo. It won't cost you anything to see if we can help.
When the lights come on, the intensity boils over. It's the chase for the Sprint Cup. 12 contenders battle in the only night race in the chase at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Plus, country music superstar Hunter Hayes kicks it all off with a live free race concert. And it's included free with your race tickets. The NASCAR Chase, Hunter Hayes, Parties and Friends. Saturday night, October 10th. It's the Bank of America 500. Get your tickets today. Call 1-800-455-FANS.
40 years, 6 generations, one feeling. Here's to the original sports sedan, the BMW 3 Series. We only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine. Hurry in now for exceptional offers at Hendrick BMW and Hendrick BMW Northlake.
You're watching WJZY, the real Fox.
I'm blowing everything up. We're starting over. I'm doing a new show. I want guys who push it in the middle of the table and go over the top. Conflict works. Allow it.
Welcome back to the State Farm Fox College Football Halftime Show.
TCU's opening drive, an impressive one. 8 plays, 80 yards in under 3 minutes. Boykin's 11th touchdown toss. That put TCU up 7-0. They are up 5 at the break. Matt, Coach back here with you. Baylor off an early season bye week, seeking their 18th straight home win as the 5th-ranked Bears grounded the Rice Owls early. Second quarter, already 28-10. Seth Russell to Corey Coleman.
Coach coming into this game averaging over 750 yards of offense a game. And you can see why right there.
No one's really been talking about them much. You know, that's what's crazy about it. They will be after this week, trust me.
Guys, the last 20 seasons, only twice has a team gained 700 or more yards in 3 straight games. Guess who's done it? Baylor in 2013. Baylor this year, a 70-burger on Rice.
3 different receivers here.
J.W. Walsh, the short yardage quarterback, in for the Cowboys. Down 3, connects with Jeremy Seaton. Throwing out. Side.
The pressure caused that. You could see he got hit at the last minute. Texas is doing a great job now. I mean, you know, Oklahoma State's the better football team complete, but Texas is rising to the occasion.
Ohio State 23-1 at home under Urban Meyer, hosting Western Michigan. Cardale Jones, Michael Thomas.
Yeah, there's my guy, Cardale Jones. That was just a defense alignment miscue. No one was even guarding.
Oh, come on. That was a great play.
And he underthrew it.
Jones, 288 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Here he finds Jalen Marshall wide open. Ezekiel Elliott, Mr. Abs, with his 9th straight 100-yard game. Buckeyes at Indiana next week. Central Michigan at number 2, Michigan State. Connor Cook to McGarrett King's diving grab.
You know, every week everyone's looking for Michigan State to do something glamorous. Hey, they're gonna play sound football in all 3 phases and find a way to win. I mean, it's Mark D'Antonio.
Yeah, their defense solid today, Coach. 10 tackles for loss. The big knock, though, stud offensive tackle. Jack Conklin did not play in the second half because of a knee injury. Cook, 143 yards through the air, and that 1 touchdown. Michigan State wins it. Southern at number 7, Georgia. The Bulldogs, the highest-ranked SEC team. Why? Well, because they've got Nick Chubb, who just takes over games.
Well, he does, and he's not doing anything different this year than he did last year. That's what I love about Nick Chubb. This guy's picked up right for Todd Gurley and has not looked back.
His 12th consecutive 100-yard game. Grayson Lambert, 33 of 35, 5 touchdowns in his last 2 games. That's pretty good numbers. How about these from Leonard Fournette? Again, under pressure is Brandon Harris, so when in doubt, just find Fournette. Where's 7?
Right now, he's the most dominant player in college football. And if Brandon Harris continues just to manage the game and protect the football, LSU will be tough to beat. It all starts with number 7.
Are you asking a quarterback to manage the game?
That's all he can do.
Who are you, Matt Locke? I've lost faith in you. Fournette, the first SEC player with consecutive 200-plus yard rushing games since 1998. This is a 62-yard touchdown run. LSU wins it by 10. It's early. We understand it. It's only the 4th Saturday of the college football season, but Fournette, an absolute serious threat to be the first Heisman winner at running back since Mark Ingram did it in 2009. Why is he your leader at this point?
He's been, just like I said, he's been the most dominant player in college football.
In 2 weeks. Come on, you guys, I'll tell you
like
what.
Nick Chubb. Listen, I mean, you talk about winning the Heisman, you have to win football games. So far, they've done that. And really a big reason because Brandon Harris is playing pretty good at quarterback. But this guy, he's had those moments. You saw it last week against Auburn. They made your jaw drop. I mean, he's just out physically every single defender. They can't tackle him. You saw it again against Syracuse today. Back-to-back games, 200 yards or more.
Do I get to talk here?
And this is a quarterback award. I love my running back
I
this
know
year.
you get a vote. Just, okay, vote him in. Nick Chubb, don't forget the quarterbacks. Don't forget Connor Cook, Cody Kessler, your guy at USC. How about Boykin? What are we doing here?
I like Boykin.
Okay.
There's not a defenth guy you could drop there, Coach?
Well, there will be after tonight. I got my eye on a guy. Just wait till later.
Bang. 4th and 1, and Tech goes with the QB keeper. Mahomes untouched to give Red Raiders their 2nd lead of the game. They trail now. More top 25 highlights next.
We need to replace the microwave cooking device.
Oh, this will cost mass quantities.
Commence the jingle.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, Bildar, how can I help?
Brent Allen, did we receive savings from our discount double check?
Oh, yeah, a bunch.
This pleases me.
Wait, we're in space. I thought you guys were from France.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there in France. See? France.
Wait.
Save mass quantities with a State Farm discount double check.
Why do people invest? They invest for what's next. That could be a college dream, a new priority, an active retirement. Whatever next is, it takes smart investments managed by experts who actively spot risks and opportunities. Franklin Templeton has been doing that for over 65 years, helping millions of investors achieve what's next. Franklin Templeton Investments. Gain from our perspective.
Fox Tuesday, big stars.
How you doing?
Huge laughs.
Your grandpa?
And a whole lot of love.
You know what? I believe you.
John Stamos in the favorite new comedy of the fall, Grandfathered.
Look at the job I did on you.
Why are you changing that baby?
Rob Lowe in the season's most original and hilarious sitcom, The Grinder.
We're all a team, fighting for the people, because that's the oath we took.
That's not an oath that anybody takes. Get ready for the wildlife.
The new Fox Tuesday premieres at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
Fox tomorrow. The last man on Earth will go big or go home.
This was my knitting group. We're known as KWA, Knitters with Attitude.
Nominated for 4 Emmys, The Last Man on Earth returns tomorrow on Fox.
Bingo. We are the moments that define October. We defy the odds and quiet the crowd. We are the flashes of greatness that make history. And this year, history will be made on FS1.
Immerse yourself in the nation's most exciting college football.